Katie Patooties. I'm so freaking excited to tell you about the Reclamation, which is our new free masterclass. I haven't done this since August, and I have not done this at this caliber. So I'm excited to invite you if you want to join. All you have to do is message me. I'm in, and I will send you the link. Hello. But this is a 3-day event where I'm going to be sharing with you the codes that have changed my life. Throughout this entire year, you guys have seen me go through a breakup. You have seen me go through my single girl season, and you've seen me step into this new relationship. And I really, really wanted to do something special to celebrate the end of the year to help the bold woman to soften without losing that savage, for the bold woman to finally deal with those relationship leaks that she's been putting on the back end because she's been focusing on her career. And I know this because I did this, where it was like, if I just hit this milestone, or if I just achieve this much, or if I just do this thing, somehow my relationship will work itself out. And I remember when I was in gut health, because that's my background. If you're new here, hi, my name is Laura Patricia Martin. I am a trauma and relationship specialist, so I really blend the science and the soul for having the most delicious relationships, especially for high-performing women, to soften and surrender without losing that hustle. Because I know that was my fear too, where it was like, how can I build this relationship? Like, I want to date, but I keep drawing in these like boys, not these men, these boys. And how can I draw, or it was like, I'm afraid that it's going to take away my focus on my work. I'm afraid that if I soften and if I do this like feminine work, I'm going to lose my savage. Can you relate to that? So I'm going to be showing you the codes that I've embodied over these 3 days that have excelled my growth. They have been the most important thing in specifically the last 6 months, that have changed the way that I date, that have changed the way that I feel about my body, the way that I feel about money, the way that I feel about leading a global movement on top of dating, and how it's amplified the entire experience. It's one of these, and I wanted to create like an experience, right? Like, I want it to feel like it's a cocktail hour, and it's like my in-person events. If you guys have seen it, it's like I do these like speakeasy, very like feng shui fancy things, and I wanted it to feel like that. So bring a cocktail, bring a friend, bring your heart, bring your soul, show up in the live energy, because you get me for 3 hours, right? Like 3 days, 1 hour each, happening next week, the 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd. And you get me for an hour as your coach, as your mentor, as your guide, to ask the real vulnerable questions. You guys know there's only so much we can do on Instagram. Like, there's only so much we can do on social media or in our newsletter, or in our podcast. But the actual containers are where you hear the inside. You get to hear how I think. You get to hear how this works. And that is what changed my life, right? Like, I hired my mentor, who I just signed another year with, not so I could learn so much about her business and her strategy and all these kind of things. Like, it was, I wanted to know how you were thinking. And that's what I've learned is the most powerful thing about mentorship, is we ask better questions when we're in the room with their live energy. So I invite you to show up here live. It's going to be the 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd. It's going to be free until the 23rd. The 23rd, we're going to turn it into a paid program, because I wanted to make this a paid program. I wanted to make this a $400 investment. And I don't know, I got the intuitive hit to make something free to really celebrate the magic that has happened in this year. I'm feeling amazing as I'm sitting in Tokyo, and I've been hanging out with my niece, and I haven't seen her yet. And, so much has just changed. So what I want this to be for you is a place that you can soften, a place that you can learn. This is for the woman that has been in her masculine for so long, has been in this arena of, I got me no matter what, and I don't need no man, and I don't need no relationship. And now she's at the top, and she's like, wait a second, I'm ready to share this with someone. I remember sitting on my floor in Thailand when I had hit my numbers, and I had the most banging launch, and I had all the kind of things, and I remember sitting there being like, what is this all worth if I'm alone? Like, I didn't have any deep friendships. I didn't have like didn't even know myself well enough. I had this craving for feminine energy, but like I didn't even know what it was. Like it was this weirdest craving that I had in my body, and anything that I saw that was around feminine energy just was like too woo-woo, and it was about like womb work and like all this stuff, which I now love, but it wasn't in my vocabulary yet. And so that's who I want to speak with. I want to speak with the woman that is ready to surrender, that is ready to soften, that is desiring that relationship, that is desiring the man that she can like lean into and like love and be this like playful, childlike, sensual, sexual being. So we're going to be doing that in 3 days. It's going to be magic. Invite your friends. There are over, I think, 20 people in the room already. Like, I have to open this up and look, but it's going to be amazing. This is for the woman that hasn't wanted to look at her relationship because it has felt like a shadow for so long. This is also for men, because it has felt like too much, and it has felt like it was something she needed to put on the back burner. And so if that is you and you're like, holy pickles, I am so ready to look at my relationship and take this seriously and like look at these energy leaks, because at the end of the day, if our relationship isn't in alignment, we feel it in our business, we feel it in our health, we feel it in our friendships. Right? Like, how good would it feel to have a relationship that you were so fucking proud of? That you're like, this, I want to scream about it from the rooftops because it feels so good. And like, it actually feels so good. Not something you go and you bitch to your girlfriends about. Like, something you're like, I have nothing to really say because it feels so good. I feel so good. Or like the relationship where it's like you get to show up in your business because it fully supports you. Like, they're not trying to make you anything else, and they fully accept you. And it's like, they want you to be big. Like, you don't have to play it down so it doesn't emasculate them. Like, it literally lights up their freaking cotton socks that you are all of you, and it lights you up and it lights them up, and it's like this like power that happens in the world. This is what happens when we step into the portal and we actually look at our relationships, because our relationships are just a reflection of what our nervous system is actually a match for. So when we step into this and we look at the science and we look at the soul, like, holy fucking hell, it's the reclamation. That's why it's called the reclamation. We're reclaiming what relationships mean in this modern world. We're reclaiming what it means to date in this modern world. We're reclaiming what it means to be feminine, to be vulnerable, to be a fucking woman in this world, and to understand. And yes, men are welcome. Like, if you want to understand how women work and how this whole thing works, like, I'm going to be talking about dating in general. I'm going to be talking about the nervous system. I'm going to be talking about the energetics of it. I'm going to be talking about the codes that are going to change the way we date. I truly believe in everything, in my fiber, in my everything, that the way that I teach will change the way we do relationships in this world. Based on, yes, all the studies, but also my lived experience of coming out of domestic violence and all that kind of stuff, and feeling this way all the time, that I have to wake up and like squeal because it feels so good. Like, that's how I want you to feel all the time with your dating and life. And I think nowadays, like, right now I'm on a current mission where like dating in modern world is given this like bad rap, and like everyone has these rules and these red flags and this bullshit that we're passing around, these traumas. Like, it really is such a delight. I think like my dating season was the most fun that I had, and I met the coolest fucking guys. Like, I loved it, and that is a me thing. Like, that's the common denominator, and it's a choice, and it's these lessons that I want to teach you. It's these really shifting things from going to like choosing people that are unavailable or suck or have no communication skills or like whatever, and then we're like waiting for our king and like waiting for these kind of things, but like knocking all that off a pedestal and really stepping into this like, I am all of me, and that is accepted, and that is amazing, and that is loved, and that starts with you. And so I'm teaching you that. I'm so excited. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna get off this. I'm gonna go hang out with my niece and smell her head. All you have to do is message me. I'm in, and my team or I will send you a link. It is free. It is 3 days, and it's all about reclaiming what it is to date in this modern world, healing those energy leaks within your relationship. It's going to be absolutely revolutionary. Wear your finest dress, bring a cocktail, do your thing, and I will see you. We're gonna have a party. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a little mixer. So, I love you. I'll see you the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Bye.